y'all can reach out to your people and tell them to be here, because I'm just saying this is about to be a fire call. All right, let me share my screen. Can y'all see this? Thumbs up. Yes, no, something. Mac, can you see it? Okay, cool. Okay, announcements tonight, guys. Promo codes. If you haven't watched the video that Mackenzie and Natalie did, go share it again, because every active coach should have $10 off again this month, and we need to be using that. Like, that's your golden ticket to the chocolate factory, is what I like to say, to kind of over deliver to people. So use it. And the other thing I want to remind you is, if you have if you just popped on, if you could mute yourself, that'd be great. If you have a spouse account or like a second account you run, you have it through their accounts too. So use those, and you can use them, I'm pretty sure, through your own accounts, even though it's your spouse account. But maybe Mackenzie can correct me if I'm wrong with that. As far as I know, from last month, you still could. So use them. So potentially everybody on this call that has a spouse account or a second account should have 6 promo codes to give away. And I know if you're certified in UPF or 2B Mindset, you should also have off on those challenge packs. And I think that that's something that we need to continue to offer and not forget about. Somebody is not muted and I can hear myself. Okay, I think it's better. All right, cool. Second thing is $20 off Morning Meltdown is still this month. So use that. And then collagen. Who here has used collagen? Put it in the chat. Have you seen crazy nail growth like me, and my hair is like all of a sudden growing like weeds? So something's working, and I've only been doing it for a month. Don't be afraid to push this on your challengers. Like, so many of them, I know my challengers are like around 30, and all of a sudden you start thinking about your skin, the way you feel. Give that option to them, and it's going to launch in Canada at the end of this month. So don't be afraid to remind them over and over again. And to my team, there's actually a Shakeology recipe called Glow Getter. So I don't know, Carl was just kind of putting in glow diggers there, just saying. Okay, recognition. Unmute yourself and shout out any recognition you have. And I'll stop sharing for a second. Anybody? I know I have. Jessica is going Emerald tomorrow. Super proud of you, girl. You've been kicking butt. She's helped 4 people, guys, in the last week, and she's a brand new coach. So it's proof that any of us can help that many people in a week. Anybody else got any recognition?
I'll shout some people out.
Go for it.
I just want to shout out my 2 Taylors, Taylor Myers and Taylor Wise, who are on their way to being month 3 success starter, month 2 success starter. So they are both working really hard, and I'm just really proud of them. I love them.
Yes, y'all. Get yourself on the banner. It's worth it.
So I will call out Laura Callahan. She's not on here, but she always watches recordings. She was at the top of coach recruiting, like in Drop the Cookie or Difference Maker movement now. Top of coach recruiting and top of Success Club. So she's at Success Club 10 already this month. Super impressed with her. She's just like lit a fire and she's rolling. And then also Destiny, hopefully she'll be on here any minute, but she is in 3rd month of Success Starters also. So cheering her on.
Yes, guys, it's so worth it. Keep pushing for it. Anyone else got any recognition they want to shout out? All right. Well, I'm going to get this party started. If you know me, yes, I made slides. And yes, they're like summer margarita theme because sorry, not sorry. If you're not drinking them for Morning Meltdown, at least we can have fun with it. So I'm going to ask you guys to participate because I do well with like having feedback when I'm speaking, and I want to make this the most beneficial for you in your time. So I'm going to respect it and try to keep this to 30 minutes. But we're talking about something super fun that I think a lot of us maybe don't know about, or we forget about, or maybe we've seen our coach go to and we like we're like, I could never do that. This is the time, the perfect time to be talking about NLC. And I actually was doing a call with corporate a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wow, I totally forgot about this experience, because for me, it's been 2 years ago. Maggie and I actually went to New Leaders Conference together along with Kelsey and a couple other girls you guys might not know, but this hands down, like I love Summit. Super Saturday is the reason that I'm a coach. It's actually my 5-year coach anniversary coming up in just less than 2 weeks, which is wild. But when I look back on these past 5 years, the milestone difference in my business of going from just like hitting Success Club 5, making a couple extra $100 a month, to actually growing a team to multi-star diamond, to earning, multi 5-figure, 6-figure business part-time over the past 5 years. This was that milestone marker for me. And so I reached out to the leaders and I was like, I need to speak about this, because right now, right here is a milestone moment for all of us to decide, what do we want to push for the end of the year and going into next year? And I think it's just a really beautiful time. We have a lot of kids going back to school, and maybe parents I know I have a lot of teachers on my team, they're going back to school. It's this time where it's easy to kind of let life coast and forget the reason why we're here. And so I thought it was a perfect time to talk about a big push goal for all of us as a team to talk about and push for together. So I first wanted to give you like, what the heck is NLC? It's called New Leaders Conference, and it's held in LA at Beachbody headquarters and the JW Marriott downtown in LA every February. They typically do it. So I'm going to go through exactly what that is. But when I went 2 years ago, we went to the headquarters and toured it. So like where they film all of the workouts that you guys see on Beachbody On Demand, you guys walk through the offices of Sandy and Carl, you see the Shakeology bar. It just becomes very real for you to understand that this is a true family you're a part of, and there's people behind the launches that you see and the products released and the hard work that gets put in behind our business, because we all sit behind the computer screen. We forget that there's actual people that work for Beachbody too. And what you guys don't know is, for test groups that are launched, a lot of the people that work at corporate, their families and their friends go through a lot of the prerequisites for any program that's launched. So before there's ever a test group, or now that they call it a coach pilot group or whatever they want to call it now, there's actually weeks and months ahead of time that corporate is working behind the scenes, as well as all the coach mentorship teams. So it was really cool to kind of see, what is our company actually like? Because we are headquartered in Santa Monica. So you take a bus out there, you get California traffic, of course, but it was just really cool to see the real life thing. They have cocktail hours each night, and then there's trainings much like Summit, but it's way different, because there's only about 100 to 200 people there, and y'all are at all the same level. So Summit's kind of changed the past year or two, where, right, it's based on your rank, what training you earn. But this is people that are at the same pivotal moment you are in your business. And we're going to talk about what qualifications that looks like. But I know for myself, I earned a free room. So the hotel was paid for. The only thing I paid for was my flight. So all the meals they had provided. You have trainers there for a workout that's typically going to be launched around that time. So for us, Core to Force was about to be launched. So we had Joel and Jericho every day, which was phenomenal, because not only do you sweat with them, you eat next to them and you see their families there. And there's a couple other top coaches that come and speak. And so I actually became friends with one of my now great friends, Ashley Smith, who's been in the top 10 the past 2 years. And that helped me get on Market Council in Atlanta. So now they've become really good friends to me. And it's a different experience than Summit, where you have 30,000 people and you feel like a number in a crowd. While I love Summit and it's amazing, and I think that everybody should make it a non-negotiable, this is an event that's very intimate. Because when you come out of your trainings every day, corporate comes around and asks you, what did you learn today? What was your biggest takeaway? What is something that we can do better at? And things that we actually told them, they put into action. Because what we told them at this event in February was that Summit needed to be structured by rank. And guess what happened at Summit? the trainings were structured by rank. So when I say like they truly listen to your thoughts and your feedback and your opinions on the business, it's this respect factor that is like no other event. And I haven't been to leadership, which is for 5-star diamonds and above, but I really feel that this event is so doable for every single person on this call to get to. And there's no reason you can't, because for us, you had to be 2-star diamond, and now it's only 1-star diamond. So everybody on this call probably has a spouse account or one coach in their downline that they can make this happen together. Okay, so that's just some pictures and overview. So what is like the nitty gritty of earning it? Because I always want to know, okay, what are my next steps to making this happen? So like I said, it's a 1.5-day event. It's usually Thursday to Saturday. And it's for the emerging leaders in the business. So it's people that are running the business, that are excited about the business, that are newly developing teams. So it's like this big influx of ideas and creativity and people who want to build something bigger just like y'all do, right? You're not here to just help 2 people. I know y'all like better than that. You want to make an impact on the world and share what your coach has done for you, or maybe what you've seen your coach do your own way, or whatever that vision, that like pain on your heart that is just in the back of your head, whether it's to be a top coach or to help other busy moms or to just get out of debt. You guys have something in your heart that you want more of. And I really believe that this is kind of that first stepping stone for you to achieve. So the trainings that they give are based on leadership skills. It's not the same old, how do you hit Success Club or be proof the products work? No, like they're talking about real life business stuff. We talked about, Melanie Mitro was at ours, so we talked about scheduling. We talked about visioneering and how to develop leaders and really getting to like the hardcore stuff that you need to be talking about, right, to build a team. Because it's much different than just hitting Success Club than to running a team of 2, 5, 10 leaders. That's a transition zone that you need to be prepared for. And so this event kind of really focuses on those tools to take you from having 1 leader to having as many leaders as you want. So you have to be a 1-star diamond lifetime. That means you have to hold 1-star diamond for 6 weeks, ending in December this year. Okay. So that's number 1. And then number 2, well, I kind of gave you both of them at the same time. Lifetime diamond and holding it for 6 weeks. And then to earn your free room, you need 10 or more leadership points. So if you go in your back office and you look how to earn leadership points, that's based on your coaches hitting Success Club, that's based on new customers and coaches that you bring in and them staying on Shakeology, them staying on the different subscriptions you can get month to month. And that's helping your leaders grow other leaders, right? So 10 points is not that hard if you want it bad enough. And like I said, you can earn your free room. And I believe you have to check the FAQ for this, but when we went, you were able to bring a guest to certain events. So this is something you could totally bring your spouse to, and they could go to some of the events as well for them to kind of see the different side of the business. So I know I had a coach go one year, she brought her spouse, and it became this mini vacation for them, which is awesome. Maybe Success Club trip is a little bit long and you can't do that yet, but this is a great way for you to show them that this is a real true business and give them behind the scenes experience with that. So it's in LA from February 7th to 9th. All right. So here's what I'm going to ask you first to put in the chat. When is the last time that you rank advanced in the business? So when's the last time you hit emerald, or you hit diamond, or you hit your star diamond rank? When's the last time you got to your rank? And if you're a brand new coach, I know for Jessica, she's going to hit emerald tomorrow. So you can put tomorrow down. Whatever it is, it's no judgment zone, because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I haven't rank advanced in 2 years. 2 years. And that's hard. Keep it coming. Don't say, just be honest. It's totally cool. That's why we're talking about this. Yeah, Maggie, I'm with you, girl. 2 years ago. Mackenzie said December. Rank advanced her second CBC. Amanda, 2016. Taylor, emerald last month. You go, girl. Keep them coming. I know there's more than 4 names on this team call. And if you're driving, please don't answer. You can tell your coach later. but this is our chance to be honest and grow as a team together. At least a year, 3 years. Yeah. So we're all in the same boat. I hope this makes you realize this, right? Like, it's okay that that's where you are, but what's not okay is that we stop there. Did you get like chills a little bit about that? Because like, I know I do. Some nights I sit here and I'm just like, what, like, why am I doing this work? Right? Like, why doesn't anybody else get it like I do? Like, I don't understand, right? Like, you're hitting this wall of like, what do I need to do differently? What needs to happen differently? And the honest moment about it is like, your coaches will never do what you don't do. So if I don't go to Super Saturday, my coaches, well, Super Weekend now, they don't go. If I don't show up on the Zoom workouts, nobody else is getting up at 5:30. And guess what happens now? Who's been on the Zoom workouts in the morning? Anybody? I know it's grown in the past couple of weeks because guess what? This girl is the only one up at 5 a.m. for the past 2 years. And it's been like wildfire now. Like literally, it's funny. Rachel Cleo, my coach, Rachel, she messaged me a couple months ago and she's like, oh my gosh, this is wild that you guys have been doing this strong. And guess who's been up at 5:30 now working out with us? Yep. After probably 2 years of watching us, she's there. So like, it's the same thing in our business. If you're not hitting diamond, your coaches are never going to hit diamond. If you're not going to summit every year, your coaches will never go. And it's the same thing with rank advancing. So you can't ask your coaches to hit Success Club if you're not leading the way first. And so the first and foremost thing is it's time to push, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I am over sitting at the same rank. I'm over at sitting at the same like place where it's just like, ugh, right? Some of you even said it. So the thing that I learned on this corporate call, and I already knew it, but diamonds are contagious. So like if, I can't see your names the way it is. If Katie were to hit diamond tomorrow, guess what would happen? I bet you that Erica would be like, oh crap, like I need to go hustle. And then Caitlin would be like, oh my gosh, if she can do it, why can't I? And then Audrey would see, wow, if all of these people that have 3 kids can do it, what's my excuse? You can't rest on the work that you did in 2015 to build a bigger business. You can't grow more leaders from the work that you did 3 years ago. It doesn't work. It matters what you do right now. And here's the thing. You and your coach are one pillar. Let me say that again. You and your coach are one pillar. You're not the main pillars that hold the entire team together. And I've kind of taken some time to reflect in the past couple of months because I don't know if you guys have ever felt this in your team where you're like, whoa, where did everybody go, right? Like, I'm still here working. Where's everybody else? So it's time that all of us as a tribe come together and we do the damn thing. So anybody else with me? Can you just give me some love in the chat? Are you like hearing me? You feeling me right now? Okay. So the first thing I want you to like check yourself is where are you on your personal journey and you being part of the team and sharing it. Because nothing in your business changes without you feeling damn good about yourself first. Like, you've seen some of us be in test groups before. I know my team's seen me in Shift Shop. Nat was in Shift Shop with me too. What happened? We did the damn thing. We did it all out. We did it with no alcohol. We did it without yellows on the last 3rd week of Shift Shop. We went balls to the wall, hardcore. And what happened? Energy. Energy surrounded us. It was like, you can't shut up about it. You can't stop talking to people about it. It is just like, everyone needs to do this. So if I went to your social media today and your challenge group right now, are you truly walking the walk or are you just phoning it in? And I think that's hard sometimes because it's like, this is a lifestyle, right? I really believe that this community has to be for the longevity. It's not a diet program. We're not some other, stupid excuse my French, rap thing that's going to change your life in a day, right? We're here to build healthy long-term lifestyles. But if you're just checking off the boxes, the business doesn't work that way. And it's got to start with yourself. So are you getting on the Zoom workouts, or are you telling yourself you're too tired and pressing snooze every morning? Are you checking into your challenge tracker app with energy and excitement for the things that you're doing every day? Are you going live in your challenge groups, even if your coach is running them, as the leader and giving people tools to be successful? It always goes back to like, whenever I'm stuck in my business, I just choose to focus on what can I give? Who can I celebrate? Who can I make smile today? And when you start giving off that energy, even when you might not feel it so much in your own self, it starts to build. It's like this thing inside your stomach that's there, and it only comes out when you start giving it. And then it naturally flows back to you. So a couple things I wanted to give you guys, tangible items to make this goal happen, is maybe some things that you're doing, maybe some things you've heard of before but not done, maybe you've been doing them before, but these are things that I'm putting into practice right now, and maybe as a team we can all utilize, and this would be the time to take notes. So number one, are you just copy pasting invites, or are you voice messaging people and talking to them like you would your best friend? I think that this is so important, because we often get in this like, well, I got to send 20 invites. I saw Emily Favre on there. She sent 60 invites on her, power hour today. So I got to do that, right? Like, guilty, been there. Like, I got to get as many touch points as possible. But we got to remember we're in a people business. We're in customer service. And I know I don't like when people ignore me. Personally, right now, I'm trying to call the train station to get a parking permit pass that it was like a year wait for 20 spots, which is ridiculous. And they won't answer my phone call, and it's killing me. Are you being that train person for somebody else and ignoring that one person you know needs your help, but like you don't know what to say to them, or you don't know how to respond to them, so you just like keep ignoring them? Or are you honestly addressing their objection and being the confident coach that you are, and getting on voice message, or even better, getting on the phone and chatting with them about it? I think we have this fear, because we're so used to doing this all the time, of like connecting with people. Putting a post on social media does not work. Getting on the phone and talking to people for 2 hours because you see potential in them, that's the heart and soul of what we do as a coach. And it might not lead to a challenge pack tomorrow, but I don't know about you guys. I spent 2 hours on the phone with Jessica the other week, and she told me she was skeptical of selling. She told me she didn't know if she had time. She was not a morning person. And we talked through all of her objections, and she helped 4 people this week. So I don't know, was it worth it? Right? Third thing, use a form to speed up your recommendations. I'm going to put in the chat right now a form that I cannot take credit for, but I kind of made it my own. That when somebody says yes to my invite that they want to know more, I send them this form. And I got this from Elizabeth Hartkey, our amazing, at least my great grand coach, something like that, and Jessica Lanier. So I'm going to credit it to them. But y'all have not much time. And so you need to make use of the time that you do have and get in writing what people need and want. And this form has been so helpful for me this month to truly understand, where are people at, what do they need, and how can I serve them, without me spending 5 million days going back and forth. And truly building a share cart that you can use as a starting point to talk them through. So I just had a challenger the other day who I barely knew from Instagram. I sent her this form after she was interested, and I learned so many things: that she wants to lose 40 pounds, that her hours are crazy as a medical professional, like all these things about her digestion and her sleep patterns, stuff that would have taken me 2 weeks to understand. I found out in an hour, and I built a share cart, and it's out to her already. Like, use the tools that you have at your disposal. 4th things. Most challenge packs don't come from the invite, they come from the follow-up. So when you're sending your invites, do you get a no back and then you're like, oh, I knew she was gonna say no, right? Do you ever have that feeling? Y'all, you're gonna hear no. That's a good thing, because that's one step closer to the yes. And it doesn't happen to get to the yes until you follow up, even when they ignore you, even when they look at your message and they don't respond to you, even when they watch all of your stories every single day. You have to be a follow-up machine. I say it all the time. Amazon sends you reminders. Pottery Barn sends me reminder emails about stuff in my cart all the freaking time that I don't want to buy, but they remind me, and eventually I might buy it. So you have to be that constant reminder for somebody of like, hey, I'm thinking of you. Hey, I'm running this group this month. Would you be interested? Like, hey, I thought of you because I made this awesome recipe. Give them the reason that you're not just another coach. You're not just another person posting their workouts on social media. You truly care about them and their goals. This is another thing that I think a lot of us need to work on. Have you ever got the question of, well, how much does it cost? It depends if I'll join it, what it costs. I personally don't like really ever answer that question because I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to serve. And so when you use this form, I promise you your messaging is going to change because it's going to be able to talk through on voice message why your recommendation is for them and why you chose certain things for them and talk through what works for them instead of like, oh, well, I know it sounds expensive, but it's $160 this month. That doesn't work because you just told them it was expensive, right? So think about your messaging, and I'm going to give you guys 2 slides coming up to kind of walk through this, but I just want to kind of address that. The last thing is, when in doubt, do something different. I just listened to, if you guys follow Build Your Tribe by Chalene Johnson, the podcast she has, incredible feedback this week about IGTV. My team's doing a free group this week, doing lives, like just getting on and speaking your heart. Sometimes we think about this perfectly posed post with the greatest filter and the awesome hashtags. Social media is changing, y'all. And it's changing to be more real and raw and authentic and not editing things 5 million times. So what if you just went on live tonight after this call and spoke your heart about all the things that you're fired up about, that you can't wait to share more of, that you are going to unleash and connect with the people that you want to work with? Same old boring doesn't work. When you are unapologetically yourself, like lately, I've been showing people behind the scenes what the work I'm doing to build this business. Because quite frankly, I'm sick of hearing excuses of, I want all these things, but I don't want to do all these things. So I want coaches on my team that are going to be willing to put in the grit and persevere through the hard, because that's what it takes, right? We all know that. Diamond's simple, but still hard. Still takes work. Same with One Star. It's going to take the same amount of work. So don't be afraid to do something different. All right, so I'm going to go through these slides quickly. These are from Keisha, but these are one of the 3 responses you're going to get when you send an invite, right? It's going to be, tell me more, how much does it cost, or they won't respond, but they'll keep following you. So you can kind of explain these things. What she's teaching her coaches right now and what I've kind of telling you guys is, write out the invite you want to send, and instead of copy pasting it, share it as a voice memo. And it doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing, but make it your own. I will share these slides after the call, so we'll come back to them. And then when they're interested in it, there's kind of like these 3 buckets. Oh, someone's not here. Someone. There's these 3 buckets that you can kind of use to relate to people with sharing the business. Again, I'll share these after the call. I'm not going to go through them, but just wanted to add them into here. So where do we go from here? 6 weeks from tomorrow is September 26th. So if you have your notebook out, you write that down. So you are one of 2 buckets on this call. Number 1, if you have never been to NLC before, I want you to post in the chat. Post in the chat. If you've never been to NLC before, you can type no, sure. Put a no in the chat. If you've never been to NLC, you've never been to LA, you've never been to headquarters. So all the coaches that have been, you better be watching right now. Okay. In 6 weeks, what do you want your business and your tribe to look like? Because I said your tribe, not you. because you're not going to be the only one going to LA. All of you that just said no are going to go to LA and bring someone with you. I turned to one of my coaches, Jacqueline at Summit, and I said, you're going to go to LA and you're going to bring a coach with you. Because y'all, it is so much more fun. Maggie knows this. She'll agree with me. It was so much more fun to go with her than to sit by myself through these trainings and be like, what do I feel about this? This is so weird, right? We got to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and realize that we were in this together, and we're still in this together 2 years later for that reason. So your steps, okay, are, and this is what requirements I have for my team. Before I get on a call with you, you better have watched the National Wake Up Call and the team call, and you guys are all here, so you have one of those done. And you need to set up a time to meet with your coach. And you need to decide, what are the next 3 things that I need to do to get me closer to 1-star diamond? Maybe you're an emerald, maybe you're a diamond, maybe you need to regain the rank, but there's going to be 3 things that your coach is going to meet with you. So all my leaders, I'm putting you up to this, to meet with them, and it could be in a group setting too. What's the 3 things that they need to do to get closer to 1-star diamond? Because we complicate this way too much. So I'm giving you a deadline, I'm giving you an actionable items, and I'm giving you slides after this call for you to implement right here, right now. So we have 6 weeks to do it. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to find an accountability partner in one of those people that say they've never been, that you can check in with daily. And what I actually thought will make it even more fun for all of us, and you guys can type in the chat if this would interest you, is to create an accountability message thread with this team, because there are some bomb people on this team. And I know connecting with the leaders, it's pushed me to level up. And how cool would it be to have other people pushing for the same goal as you, that you can check in with your Success Club tracker every day? Y'all could mute if you just hopped on. Okay. I thought it might be fun to have an accountability message thread. It's not going to be complicated. It's just going to hold you to your business goals. So if that interests you, put it in the chat. Say, yes, I'm in. Because here's the thing. You're never going to accomplish this goal alone. I heard a quote this week: nothing significant happens without support and help and empowerment. Like, you can't accomplish anything significant in your life. I know I'm not here right now in my business because I did it alone. I did it because I have bomb leaders on this team and amazing coaches that believed in the vision that I set forth. Okay. So hopefully you guys are writing those names down, because I can't do that right now. Now, if you've previously gone to NLC, y'all are not off the hook. So we're all in this together, and it's time for all of us, and this is why I said an accountability thread is going to be for all of us, to set our own next goal. And so what I thought might be cool, and I don't know if you guys can see this graphic, again, I'll share it in the team pages after this, but what we're going to do, I'll put up a post in the team page after this call, and for anybody that's been to NLC before, they're going to set their next rank goal. So if you are pushing for leadership next year, if you're pushing for rank by the end of the year, whatever it is, all those names are going to go on a board, and I'm happy to set it up and design it. And maybe every 2 weeks we'll update it. And then all the coaches that are pushing for a new leaders conference will also be on this board. And every 2 weeks we can update it to see where you're at. Because here's the thing. It's so much more fun to push for goals when we're doing it together. And it becomes this like healthy, friendly competition. I know a couple months ago, myself, Mackenzie, Natalie, and Jessica Brown, we ran this kind of push group together, and it was so great. But there was no like pivotal push point to it. It was more like focused on the daily activities. So I want to take those daily activities and have a push goal for the next 6 weeks that we can all push together. So that come September 26th, rank advancements are just flying off like firecrackers, right? I mean, we're all doing morning meltdown. We all have a vision. I don't want to go into the holidays stressed out or feeling like I gotta like have this person buy that. Like, that's not fun. The business is fun when we push for something together. So that's where I'm at. Hopefully this was helpful for y'all. Any of the leaders want to jump in here and add anything? I know I need this. And so I wanted to speak this to my heart, because I feel like we all have so much potential, guys, and it's time to unleash it. So That's what I
I'll
got.
add something real fast because you guys might be sitting here and you're like, maybe you're not diamond yet. And you're like, well, how am I going to get somebody on my team to diamond if I'm not diamond? But here's the beauty in it. Like, there's nothing like saying, hey, I'm going to go for this. Do you want to go for this? And you're both going to diamond together. It's not like you have to already be diamond to be able to create a diamond in your team. You just have to have that vision, cast that vision, and get them excited for that vision. And that's why you have mentors and uplines and the women that you're looking at right here that are going to support both of you in that process. So I think it's really powerful when you speak to your team and say, hey, I know I'm not there yet either, but I want to get there, so let's get there together. And then in turn, they're going to take that and do the same thing. Like Rachel and Natalie came into the business literally almost at the exact same time. Rachel's Natalie's coach. And it almost created more success for them because of that, because they looked at each other as success partners, not mentor mentee, or I don't know what the correct terminology is for that. So just if you're sitting on here, whether you have coaches in your downline or maybe you're barely emerald right now, like all it takes is like that one person that really believes in this with you and believes in you and the vision, and you can do epic things with that.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying September 26th, guys, is because technically you have till December 26th. But if you wait till December 26th, what happens? We all know. Y'all don't, we don't push. So that's why it's kind of like, let's push these 6 weeks and see what happens and level up together. And even if you get to diamond, you're one step closer to getting to that big goal by the end of the year. So it's kind of setting these milestone markers for yourself and your business. Maggie, did you have something? I didn't want to cut you off. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I'm keeping it short and sweet. So you will see a post in the team page, and I'll come up with something witty. I didn't even think about it before the call, but I'm just going to say, if you're ready for accountability, post below. I'll also include these slides that I mentioned that I shared here, and we'll start an accountability thread. I'm happy to kind of push it. I know I need the weekday account or the weekly, daily, losing my mind, daily accountability. And I think it would be really awesome and fun to kind of create some success partnerships for other women at the same level that can relate to each other, because this business is so much more fun when you do it with your besties, and they might be sitting on this call feeling the same way you are right now and you just don't even know it. So let's go do the damn thing, y'all. Next week, Maggie will be speaking. I forget what her topic is, but I'm just loving these team calls. I'm super proud of you guys for being here, and feel free to reach out to myself and schedule a call with your coach after you watch the National Wake Up Call, because we're so much better together. And I love y'all. 6 weeks. Game time starts tonight. So go share your hearts and let's go do it. All right, y'all, have a good week.